Still in his early 20s, the young southern Florida rapper of Haitian descent, Kodak Black, may be named after the photography film company Kodak, but his life has been far from picture perfect. In fact, he has been living on opposite sides of two widely different extremes, the Billboard charts and jail. His rap sheet for music includes 2 gold-selling albums, a platinum mixtape, and multi-platinum slaps like No Flockin', Tunnel Vision, Rollin' Peace, Wake Up in the Sky, and ZZ. But unfortunately, his other rap sheet, and a lengthy one at that, containing his criminal record, has no hits, but a lot of misses. With extreme success that rappers twice his age have never experienced, the sad truth about Kodak Black is that street life has gotten in his way time and time again. After numerous youth detention center moments and being put on probation, Kodak Black was arrested in Pompano Beach in October 2015, charged with robbery, battery, false imprisonment of a child, and possession of cannabis. Then, about half a year later in April 2016, Kodak was arrested in Hallandale Beach, Florida, and charged with possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, possession of marijuana, as well as fleeing from the officers. He wasted no time with the arrest because the following month, young Kodak was charged with armed robbery and false imprisonment in Broward County, Florida. Fast forward 4 months later to August 2016, he was in court in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, pleading no contest to all charges and took a plea agreement and spent a year on house arrest along with 5 years probation, community service, and anger management classes. He would also be permitted to tour internationally. But prior to his release from Broward Main Jail, police realized that Kodak Black had 2 outstanding criminal warrants. The first was from Florence, South Carolina, associated with felony criminal sexual conduct allegations, and the other warrant was related to 2 counts of misdemeanor marijuana possession from St. Lucie County, Florida. Kodak Black was freed from a South Carolina jail on December 1st, 2016, after posting a $100,000 bond for a sexual battery charge. Then, in February 2017, he apparently assaulted a bartender at Club Climax in Miami and was taken into custody. In April, those anger management classes he was made to take led to a burst of rage when he was accused of grabbing the anger management counselor by the arm when she threatened to call 911 on him because he refused to exit from a session that she claimed he was repeatedly disrupting. After being found guilty on 5 counts of violating his house arrest, Kodak Black was sentenced to 1 day shy of a year in prison on May 4th, 2017, in which he served 97 days. The first month of 2018 turned badly, when on January 18, 2018, Kodak Black's Instagram feed depicted the rapper in his home, surrounded by drugs and weapons. To make matters worse, his child was seen nearby at his dangerous scene. Kodak was arrested for grand theft of firearm, 2 charges of possession of a weapon or ammo by a Florida delinquent adult felon, possession of cannabis over 20 grams, child neglect without great bodily harm, and 2 counts of parole violation. In February, his lawyers made the charges of grand theft, child neglect, and possession of a weapon by a felon go away. Now, that previous sentence of 364 days was reintroduced, and he was given credit for 90 days of it as time served while waiting for trial and was released in August 2018. This time around, he made several strides to create a new start for himself by earning a GED, literally changing his legal name to Bill K. Capri, and releasing hit songs. But an arrest in New York and another in Miami unfortunately got his ugly legal cycle spinning out of control again. 2019 did not prove to be the year Kodak turns off the controversy and legal issues. In April, Kodak Black and 3 others were found with a Glock 9mm pistol, and marijuana was taken to the Niagara County Jail after being apprehended by U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents during an attempt to cross Canada from New York. He posted bond and not even a month later was arrested for weapons possession in Miami. Imagine the shock of being scheduled to perform at the Rolling Loud Hip Hop Festival and being snatched up by U.S. Marshals for state and federal firearms violations. Kodak Black's $600,000 Broward home was put up for collateral in order to cover his $500,000 bail. But prosecutors have labeled Kodak Black a threat to society and are pushing for a conviction that could lead him to spending up to a decade behind bars. How is it possible that Kodak Black, after all he's endured on the wrong side of the law, found time to stir up public drama with 4 huge names in hip-hop, Lil Wayne, T.I., Young M.A., and even the late legend Nipsey Hussle, after he passed away on March 31st, 2019? somehow, someway, Kodak Black thought it was a good idea after Nipsey was murdered to hop on Instagram Live and tell Nip's girlfriend since 2013, Lauren London, that he would be the best man for her, and that he would quote unquote give her a whole year. She might need a whole year to be crying and for him. If you ever wondered what a negative blowback in media looked like in hip-hop, that was it. Power 106, the big radio station for rap in Nipsey Hussle's home of Los Angeles, banned Kodak Black's music behind his situation. Then, T.I. proved to be the most vocal adversary, addressing Kodak by stating this: "Kodak Black, you out of pocket. Fix that quickly, expeditiously. You out of pocket. If ain't nobody else gonna say it, I'ma say it. If I see you, I'ma say it in your face." T.I. even removed Kodak's contributions to his trap museum in Atlanta, which honors the subgenre of rap. This still wasn't enough for Kodak to fall back, because his response to T.I. consisted of an aggressive collection of curse words, disrespect towards the museum, and an insinuation that the only reason T.I. could have been defending Lauren London is because he must want her for himself. Now, after truly offending those still mourning Nipsey and the veteran OG of Atlanta, Kodak decided to offend not just women, but also the LGBT community during the #MeToo movement. Kodak Black's single Pimpin' Ain't Easy, with mega millions of YouTube views, had some harsh lyrics about the lesbian-identifying Brooklyn rapper Young M.A. "I be pulling out straps on these I'ma go Young M.A. on these dumb as well as, I don't see the confusion, I'm Young M.A. as long as she got a coochie." Here we have Kodak Black blatantly disrespecting and dismissing Young M.A. as a person and a human, and yet it did numbers. There should have been massive public outrage and calls for cancellation after the first million views. He also sexually name drops other female MCs that he assumes are lesbian, as well as Queen Latifah, Dej Loaf, and Missy Elliott. He also commented on Young M.A. and Nicki Minaj, implying that he wanted to get in bed with both of them. Young M.A. replied with, "Y'all is weird, bro. Obviously that is weird. Obviously he is on some shit." If Kodak was just trolling for clicks, he made no apologies for his offensive remarks, doubling down on them by responding to Young M.A. by saying this: "I'm talking about how you a girl and you don't want your penetrated." For a highly recognizable rapper with unbelievable bad courtroom circumstances hanging over his head, such as being indicted by a grand jury in Florence in South Carolina on charges of first-degree criminal sexual conduct with a teenager, these massively misogynistic expressions only magnify how hard it is to root for him. DJ Academics took to YouTube on May 30th, 2019 and shared his complete confusion when it comes to Kodak's career suicide brought about his chronic criminal activities. Kodak Black, even though you may not like him, you with his music. Sometimes the that you hear that he's associated with got you to stop and think and be like, is it everybody else or is it Kodak? Academics continued, "I remember when he had just got famous and he got locked up for selling drugs after he was getting booked for $7,000 a show. They claimed that he had drugs on him and he was about to make a drug deal in Florida still. And I mean, I get it. It takes a while for somebody to get out of that mindset, but how the hell do you get booked for $7,000, $8,000 a show and you're popping off? No Flockin was already popping at that time and you're still doing a drug deal. So yeah, what do you think it'll take for Kodak Black to clean up his act and make good on furthering his exceptionally successful music career? I guess we gotta wait and see." This was a HipHopMadness original. Make sure to stay tuned and stay up to date on everything we got going on by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell. Oh, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HipHopMadness and join the movement.